Hey guys, I got another build going on here. It's a gamemax case, Brufen C1. One thing I liked about it, it comes with the 3 RGB fans in the front, 1 in the rear, and they're 120s. They are ARGB. There is a 120 millimeter, I'm pretty sure, fan back here behind the motherboard. I thought that was pretty cool. On the side panel that covers that, there is a square of ventilation holes with a magnetic dust filter on the inside of that panel too. So that's a pretty nice little touch. Wasn't hard to build in, fairly simple, but I could do a little better on wire management, but cable management, oh well. We've got a 1070 8 gig graphics card, MSI Armor. There's a Red Dragon CPU cooler from Micro Center. 120 millimeter RGB fan. It's just normal RGB, like it's static RGB. It doesn't really move around. These ones actually, they move around a little bit. So on the case there is one USB 2.0 and 2 3.0, and then there's like a RGB header that will set and mess with the lights and stuff. And with that cool moon light bar I got in there, it looks pretty cool. But there's a E5 1620 V2 4-core 8-thread processor, 3.7 to 3.9 gigahertz boost. The motherboard's a Machinist X79. Let's see, I got a 256 gig SSD hooked up to it. What was the brand one? I think that was a Team Group was the name. Yeah, Team Group CX2. And then we've got a Cegitep 600 watt power supply down there, gold. It's not modular, but still does the trick. One thing I done was this wire here, that runs up to a header on the motherboard, and I have 2 USB ports right here. There's one right underneath this one, and I have a light strip in the top of this PC plugged into it. It's like a light strip you get from Walmart, and I just cut it down to about 1 foot long, or well, 10 inches or so, however long I need it on the front of the case here. But cut it down and ran the other end into the USB, and got a little controller you use to control it there. But yeah, let's strap the camera down, and what I'm going to do is here in just a little bit I'm going to put a 6-core 12-thread E5 1650 V2 in this. We'll run Cinebench with the 4-core 8-thread in it, and then we'll go ahead and maybe do fraps on Assassin's Creed and maybe a couple other games and see what they run, and swap out, put that 6-core in this, and fire up Cinebench and fraps and see what they do on the games there again, see what kind of improvement it might be. Alright guys, hang on here. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and run Cinebench. I know I'm not zoomed in very close or anything here, but I'll at least read off what the score says and stuff. Like I say, this is 4-core 8-thread at 3.7 gigahertz. And then on the OpenGL test, it'll be kind of based, a little more based off that GTX 1070 in there. Taking a second here to get done, guys. Last time around I scored right around a 664. Yeah. Couple more lines here. It's almost done. A little slow there. You hear anything in the background, it's the stepdaughter going crazy. 653 on Cinebench. And on OpenGL, that's weird. A little square 0 right there. I think it's from Fraps. Close it. Ah, okay. Yeah, that was 653 on the Cinebench score. I got a 664 before. There is a ton of games on here. There's a 3 terabyte hard drive full of games, and about 88 gigs free, and then a 1 terabyte that's completely empty. And I may end up selling the system. That's kind of why I went ahead and got the 6-core chip. On the test here, we ran 61.24 FPS, and I don't know where that compares to down in there. Let's see, I don't want to save that. Wasn't any better than what I had. Let's see, guys. I'm going to go ahead and fire up Assassin's Creed Origins real quick, and we'll go ahead and see what it runs with Fraps here. Get that going real quick. Can't see it on my screen here. I'll tilt that up just a little bit. Oh, come on now. Get that camera. It's bouncing, saying a bunch of high FPS on the screen here. Just wait till we get in the game. I can't remember where it was at. But like I say, I get to where I've got the 6-core in it. I do expect an improvement. That would be nice. Got the controller hooked up here. Okay, let's get into this Assassin's Creed and see what kind of FPS it's kind of doing. Right now it's saying, I don't know, it's bouncing 170, 160, 175. Okay, game's loading up here. Pull out a torch. Looks like we're about, it's at 80. 79, 80, 77, 73. $72, 73, 63, 71. 80. Shit. Well, 60s to 80, you know, I mean, it just bounces. Alright, let's, I kind of expect to see it a little better, I don't know. Quit the desktop. Let's do a Dirt 4 race. See what that does, and then we'll hit pause on the video here. Sorry for any reflective glare. I wasn't even thinking about the camera there. I hope this game ain't locked at like a locked 60 FPS. No, I see it going above it. 119, 120. Make sure that's on there. You guys can see it. Sitting around 77 FPS right now. 73, 95, 94, 80, 6, 72, 85. 94, 95, 110, 114. It's playing pretty good. Not bad. I can't wait to see what that 6-core does in it there. Oops, how do I get out of this? Option, no, hang on. Get out of it. Good old Control and Delete. Alright guys, well, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. We'll go ahead and do a little filming on the process of dropping in that 6-core, removing the cooler off the processor and that there, and kind of go from there. But yep, we'll go ahead and shut her down and put the 6-core chip in it and see what she does after that. But like I say, it was what I say, 664 on Cinebench, so we'll run that once we get to it here in a little bit. Okay guys, we'll go ahead and take the side panel off here, and it's got like a little key ring type thing, a little circle, and you can pull it. And then it will come off hinges. And this motherboard's kind of got the clamp type system, like a AM4 type of socket. I'm gonna go ahead and pause the camera again, and we'll go ahead and get a better angle, and I might be able to show a little more of the process here. Okay, it was easy enough. I just stuck a screwdriver down in here and pushed down on the metal and then pulled out on this. So I made it look hard as hell there, guys. What's holding me up on that side there? I don't want to break nothing on that side. Come on, guys. Weird ass shit. There. Alright, let's get some paper towels, clean all this up, and be right back with everybody. Camera's not doing so great. There we go. I got it all off. Woo! Alright guys, we got the cooler off, got it all cleaned. Got to take that chip out. So go ahead and do that. I've got the pins pulled on it already here. Alright. And this one here. This is the 6-core, 12-thread E5 1650 V2. Okay, we're in. Need a little paste. There. Let's see. We'll go ahead and put this back down. Put our four little pins in here, push pins. Alright, we got them. The thermal paste I'm using is not anything too awful special. Protronics Series 7 thermal paste. I don't know, something off eBay. It's a pretty big tube. I kind of liked how it looked, and actually ratings on it. I bought some other stuff, and it says high thermal conductivity, 3.17 kilowatt. I don't know. Comparing wise, it looked better than the other stuff I had. Couldn't get a hold of the tip of it there to take it off. Alright. I tend to go a little nuts with thermal paste. Not really, but I tend to dab it everywhere. Kind of make sure it gets out to the edges, I guess. I'm kind of barely moving it all around. That's plenty. That'll smear around and be fine. Alright, we gotta get the opposite side to latch on first. Okay. I gotta look and find the tab down here. I think that's... Alright guys, go ahead and get the graphics card back installed back in it. Not sure how I'll end up editing this video, but pretty much what I did was put a 6-core 12-thread Xeon in this PC, and took out a 4-core 8-thread Xeon. It was an E5 1620, and put in a E5 1650. Both were V2 chips. Feels like that's in there. Missing anything? I was kind of curious here. I don't see a loose piece of metal down in here, and I kind of wondering about this back plate back here that's supposed to. It's got a little. Oh, let me get the right screwdriver here. Computer. This case did come with a vertical bracket for like a GPU mount, and I did not install it. It was kind of awkward to install, so I don't think I'm missing anything. That just it's got a weird screw back here in the very back. I'm kind of a little plate that covers everything. It stays somehow. Pops in there. I don't quite get it, but I'll set the computer up and double check, make sure there's no little tiny metal bar or something that might have covered back here. But everything looks okay. I'm gonna go ahead and set the computer up, and we'll do some benchmark testing here and see how Cinebench and stuff runs. Alright guys, we got her all back together. The 6 cores in there, 12 thread. Let's crank this down a little bit, and should be able to zoom in. Let's see if I can zoom back out a little bit here. Oh good lord, we got a little tilt here, don't we? Well, I'm gonna go through the menu on this thing anyhow. I just checked. It looks like it's kind of running a lower frequency in like CPU Z. Yeah, CPU Z. was saying 1.1 gigahertz ish, 6 core 12 thread, and I was checking out in the Intel Extreme Tuning. I was checking that out. Let's see. I want to shut down and go into BIOS real quick here, fellers. I don't know exactly what button takes me into BIOS. Hopefully I'm doing it. Going to hit it right with escape or F12. No, don't think I got it. There we go. Got it set to energy performance. I got set to performance. Not sure if I can overclock there or not. 1 core ratio limit, base frequency. I'm not sure what all that is, so I hate to go messing with it till I do some research. Looks like everything's kind of turned on though, as far as what I can kind of figure out. It says Intel Xeon E5 1650 V2 3.5 gigahertz. North Bridge, South Bridge stuff here. There's a little bit of interesting stuff here in the BIOS and whatnot, but let's go ahead and save and exit. Go ahead and let her boot up. We'll run Cinebench. See what I can figure out, what it might throttle up to there, if it's at 3.5 or running lower, or even boost up to like 3.8. It's kind of hard to tell quite yet. I don't know what I'm doing with the BIOS there. Go ahead and run Cinebench, see if we get any improvement here. We got a 665, I'm pretty sure, last time. So we'll see how it does here. Looks to be a little faster. Supposed to be this chip, if it's I don't know, overclocked a little bit, or it can reach the potential of a Ryzen 5 like 1600, right around there, like barely under it, I'm pretty sure. So it'd be a real good processor still, but upgrade path, you can go to a higher 6-core, but that's, I don't know, that's about it. Got a 946. Alright. That's a hell of an improvement. Go ahead and run the graphics. See what it gets. Well, at least run the 2 games that I did too, the Assassin's Creed Origins and Dirt 4. I don't know, get an idea, kind of see where they're at. Assassin's Creed was like 60 to 80, and then most of the time, and then the racing game was a little bit bouncy, but I think I seen like 110 on it. 65.34 with a 1078 gigs. That's, I mean, it's better. Alright. Let's go ahead and open up the Assassin's Creed. And, oh, I'll go get Fraps going too. Minimize it. But it's a bouncing, ain't it? 400 and something. Hopefully we'll see like 130, or I don't know how high this one really got to. I'm thinking it was like in the 80s. Racing game I seen a little higher spot there, or higher FPS, I mean. Let's see, go ahead and hit play. See where he sets at here. Could plug in my controller, get the torch going. We're at 90 right off the bat. Well, she's a jumping a little bit, about. Not too awful. Maybe a little increase on this game. Not much. Let's see. Let's do the Dirt 4. Get that one going. See if it's much of an improvement here. I almost think when this started out, I remember seeing it around 30s. I don't know. Have to check the tapes. I think we're looking for higher than 110 on this, I'm thinking. Come on. I'm sitting here pushing buttons. It ain't doing nothing yet. Here we go. Red line it. Here we go. Everything looks a little more crisp, a little better. I don't know if any graphics, I don't know if any graphics presets might have messed with themselves or anything of that nature. I'm seeing a good 114, 117. Oh, there's some rails, a little dirt. I guess that's why they call it that. Yeah, it overall seems like it's doing pretty good. Oh, I think this game was a control-delete kind of game, huh? Couldn't get out of it. Alright, Dirt 4, let's end it. But yeah, guys, I have to say the PC seems like it's doing alright. The extreme tuning utility, go into this if it doesn't take as long to load. Took a minute ago before I fired up the camera. Yeah, here sometime I'll have to make a video of my upgrades that I done on my two personal rigs. Did manage to score a Aorus 3070, and then I've got a Strix White OC 3090. I've got lucky at Micro Center with it. I have no clue what all I'm doing here, so processor core ratio. Okay. .7. Apply. Now let's do a 3.6 since I think it maybe 3.8 is the max. Maybe it's already got it bumped. Maybe it's reading at 3.5 and it's already saying, well, 3.6 is one notch higher, so let's do that and see if this little benchmark thing don't take very long. Get a score, bump it up a notch, see what that does. So we've also got a Cinebench score saved too. We can always run Cinebench after we get done fooling with this to see if it helps any on the score. Possibility games might crank out a little bit more. Look like in BIOS there too, there's a lot of core ratio type stuff in there I might be able to fool with, but I gotta watch some videos on those X79 boards just to know what I'm doing. I'm not much of an overclocker, but this chip being 3.5, 6 core 12 thread, if I could get 3.8 out of it, I'd be happy. I'd love it. Well, I know a lot of guys try to get, I don't know, you hear stories of guys doing 4.0 and stuff and not having any problems on chips. So, I don't know, 3.7, something like that, be happy. But this is almost done. 1166 marks at 3.6. Let's go ahead and bump it up 3.7. Hit apply. Now let's run this one. And this is the basic tuning. If you, well, you can't quite, well, barely lit right there. You can barely see a line. It says basic tuning, and then below it says advanced tuning. I'm going to check that out next. See what that fuss is all about there. It says down in the bottom corner down here too, it says 3.7 gigahertz right now. It's bouncing 3.67 to 3.7, so wonder if I can minimize this and pull up CPU-Z or that, or hardware monitor, and see what it may be idling at, or what temps feel like. Not bad. I expect it to be running right now. I know the VRMs get a little warm on that. 1166 to 1200, so that's kind of cool. Now that's it for that page. Let's go ahead and let's just save it as oh, okay. J1 save. Now the clock freaking. Alright guys, battery died. Anyhow, I ran the Cinebench again and scored a 969, so not a bad score. Yeah, this gamemax case seems like it does okay too. This mesh area here is kind of a, I want to say like a silver. Looks pretty neat. And then you've got a button here, and then there's 3 dimmer on this. You can pretty well dim all your lights if you wanted to. Everything's out except for the cooler and the light strip up top here. I have a light strip in here too. But the built-in controller, the RGB controller, isn't bad at all. I mean, it does all kinds of crazy, funky colors and stuff, so pretty neat, pretty neat. But yeah, pretty neat little system. I'm going to tinker around with the BIOS a little more, but yeah, seems to be doing pretty good. So, like I say, a decent little boost to like 300 points or so on Cinebench, going from the 4-core, 8-thread E5 1620. It's about the best 4-core chip you can buy for the 2011 socket with the DDR3 RAM. Still, they have a 2011 socket for V3 chips, but most you have to match up DDR4 RAM with it. And I got the 24 gigs from a buddy there, so about the only thing I salvaged from his old build. Had his motherboard, it kind of acted up or whatnot, so I need to do some more looking into it. That's why I bought the Chinese motherboard, so I'll learn some more about it here, there, and yonder if I can learn more in the BIOS, watch some videos and educate myself. But yeah guys, that's at least give you an idea of what you can do, what kind of improvement you get. I guess a couple scores there. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking out all the stuff I went through, and tune back in for another video. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. Thank you.